Hi everybody, I am going to show you a gorgeous deck today, and it is called the Touchstone Tarot, and it is by Kat Black, who did the Golden Tarot. Now it's out of print, but I was able to find it. I just had to wait till I got a good price on it, which I did. So if you like the deck, there are still some copies available. It does come with a book, and the book talks a little bit about each card, and then it goes into the paintings that were used in each card, because similar to her Golden Tarot, this is a collage deck. But the emphasis on this deck is on the expressions of the people's faces, so it's a bit of a portrait style deck. Here is the backing, which is reversible and just beautiful and subtle, and the deck is gilded. She had said, if you read the book, Kat Black said that she went through thousands of paintings to find the right, of course, the right positioning and symbols and the costuming for each card, and then later went in to change the faces and choose faces that had just the right expressions for each card. So it's spectacular, and I'm going to go through all of the cards because I think they deserve to be seen. They're just very beautiful. And here is the Fool, and you'll see that there are symbols that we're used to seeing from the Rider-Waite Smith, but it is not overdone in symbols because, again, the emphasis is on the expression of the people. The Magician, there's the High Priestess. Beautiful Empress card there. And here is the Emperor, and I do like his expression quite a bit. The Hierophant is a young man, which I do like that idea of the Hierophant being young, and maybe hasn't, he hasn't gone quite, through the whole journey yet. So I really like that idea. Anyway, here is the Lovers, which I think is spectacular. The Chariot is a woman, which I think is fine because, of course, the Chariot being ruled by Cancer is going to have some feminine energy to it. The Strength card. The Hermit is out in the forest, similar to her Golden Tarot, and I like that take on the Hermit. The Wheel of Fortune. And Justice. The Hanged Man is, he's tied to a tree. He's tied back, you can see on his arms. And then we see the halo there, so that does bring in, the symbolism we're used to seeing. And here's the Death card. Temperance. Devil. I like the Devil card here. And the Tower. And we see the crown coming off of the top of the tower, which I think is very significant for the certain powers that are now falling to the ground. And here's, of course, the Star is beautiful. And the Moon, she's holding a crayfish. And we see the symbols of the gateway here on the sides. And the Sun. Now, I know a lot of people complain about the horse and the baby, but I like that because, to me, they are representative of the esoteric meaning of the card. So I'm, happy to see that. And here's Judgment. The World card is a man. And then normally this would be a man, so she changed that to a woman. So we have both energies in the card, which is, I think, important because in some schools of thought this card has a bit of androgyny to it. And she did add a Happy Squirrel card, so of course you can do you know, as you choose with that card. So let's move on to the suits. Now, she did color coordinate the suits. So in the Wands suit, everybody is either wearing this deep shade of red, or you might see it in the backdrop of the picture. And all of the aces are angels. Again, similar to her Golden Tarot. Here's the 2. And I like the 4. Such a beautiful face on that woman. And she is holding a cat. Of course, the celebration is going on beside her there. It's just a beautiful, happy card. Here's the 5. And 7. Here's the 8. 9. And the 10. And I actually had this card the other day. I had this card and the Lovers and one other. And during the day, a friend called me to ask me to help him move. So I was, you know, carrying things around. It was a very accurate reading for the day. And I like this as a little different take on the Ten of Wands, because she, you know, she seems to be handling it really well, and she doesn't seem really overburdened. You know? The Page, the Knight. I really like the quartz in this deck. They all sort of go together in each suit, especially the Queen and King of each suit. They look like they are couples. So here is the Queen with her black cat and the King. And for me, that is actually kind of important when the Queen and King look like they go together. I don't like when they're very opposite, or I've seen a deck where I think the Queen would be one type of animal and the King is another type of animal. It does not make sense to me, because there's no procreation. There's no way to continue on the legacy of their suit. So I really appreciate the way she did that here. So let's look at the swords. And in the swords, you'll see this kind of these golden tones or brown tones, very somber colors in this suit. And the butterfly shows up in a lot of these cards. The Three of Swords, yeah, the expression on her face and her eyes is quite stunning. She looks like she just got some devastating news. Here's the 4. Six, and here is the 7, and he has an interesting expression. And the 8. It's interesting that she's tied up with golden ropes. Significance there. 9. 10. There's the Page. The Knight. And the Queen and King, and they're, you know, a serious looking couple. And the King. So we'll move on to the coins, and the theme, the color in this is a very rich emerald green. You see here. There's the 2. 3. Okay, here's the 5 of coins. Every card, I think, is stunning, really. Here is the 6. See all those hands reaching up. She's got the scales. And here's the 7. The 8. You see the compass and square. Symbols of Freemasonry, which I've seen show up in that card fairly often. Here's the 9. Ten. Page. Knight. And the Queen and King. And if you look, you can see that, you can tell that they're sitting at the same table and having a meal together. Okay, so we will look at the cups, and they all have a royal blue. 2 of cups. So nice. There's the couple, and you'll see symbols above their heads. These sort of, I guess, shields. One has a very masculine symbol, and the X's, of course, are very feminine. So blending those forces together. And here is the 3 of cups. Four. Five. Now the 7 is, once again, it's similar to her Golden Tarot. And the 8, we see a full moon here, and the moon is being reflected in the water below. So rather than the eclipse that we sometimes see, that's a real, we have the moon and the idea of reflection. And here's the 9 of Cups, and he's dressed lavishly, and he's got a bowl of cherries, so life is a bowl of cherries for that time. Here's the 10. Page. Here's the Knight. And the Queen and King. And I really have not seen any videos of this deck. I don't know of anyone that has it. So if you do have it, I'd love to hear about it, because I think it's spectacular. And if you don't have it, tell me what you think of it. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.